Yo, what is going on everyone? Thank you for joining me for another manga chapter review, and in today's video we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at the brand new chapter for Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 204, titled Blood and Oil Part 3. And as always, before we go ahead and jump into today's video, guys, I want to go ahead and give you guys a quick shout out and just tell you guys thank you guys so much for all the recent support on the channel. You guys have just absolutely been killing every video I've released, and I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you for liking, just watching the video, and just leaving your comments down in the comment section below, letting me know what you guys thought of the video, or just whatever you guys think is going to happen. But I just released a Black Clover theory video for his power-ups, and you guys just absolutely killed that comment section. I loved interacting with all of you guys down there, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to say for this chapter, because whew, this chapter was absolutely crazy. But if you guys are new to the channel, however, and like anime and manga related content such as this, please consider sticking around and subscribing, as I'll be going ahead and bringing you guys even more content such as this very soon. But with all that out of the way, guys, let's just go ahead and jump into the damn chapter already. Starting chapter 204 off, we continue from where we left off in the previous chapter, with Chozo getting the aid he needs from his brothers. Chozo now channeling the feelings and aspirations of his brothers. They all show their respect for him by calling him Big Brother and telling him that he can do it. With Chozo becoming emotional with his brothers rooting for him, this gives him the necessary motivation to not give up and continue to win against Kenjaku. Firing off a piercing blood attack, Kenjaku states that piercing blood is fastest when it first starts, and that if he dodges it, it shouldn't pose any issue afterwards. The two now resuming their intense battle, Kenjaku notices Chozo use the Wing King curse technique of Iso. Seeing it as nothing more as a crude imitation, Kenjaku tries to create distance between them. Chozo, being caught off guard by this, mentions that when the cursed spirits disappear, it's almost like a smokescreen. Believing to have gotten the better of Chozo, Chozo emerges from the smokescreen asking if there was a point to all of the attacks. Not giving Kenjaku time to reply, he continues and tells him that his first attack was elegant like Iso, before then saying that his next attack will be free like Kechizu. Utilizing Kechizu's curse technique, he's able to then pull Kenjaku in towards him, before naming his last and final brother, Yuji, while saying powerful like Yuji before smashing Kenjaku into the ground. Chozo finally being able to deliver a significant blow to Kenjaku, Kenjaku guards and asks if he is done yet. Feeling invigorated by his brother's curse techniques, he then uses his blood curse technique to block the sides off of Kenjaku, thus setting him up for a supernova attack. Not being able to understand how Kenjaku came out unscathed of this attack, Chozo realizes that at this moment, Kenjaku had finally revealed another ability besides his cursed spirit manipulation. As we end the chapter on a wild new entry, we get a final panel of Tsukumo making her way into the epic battle by telling Chozo, "I might be an only child, but you're a damn awesome Oni-chan." With Kenjaku slipping up and using another cursed ability, how will this affect the battle with Chozo now attaining a new form of strength from his brothers and Tsukumo backing him up? Will Kenjaku be able to rid both of them without further revealing his secrets, or was this the opportunity both Tsukumo and Chozo needed to defeat the devious tactician Kenjaku once and for all? And alright guys, that is going to go ahead and wrap up the synopsis for chapter 204. What a crazy ass chapter. Now let's go ahead and move on over into my thoughts as a whole for the chapter. And whoo, oh man guys, this chapter, oh man, this chapter was absolutely fire. Oh man, this is exactly what I was telling you guys about what I think was going to happen in the previous chapter, in chapter 203. Oh man, like just seeing like Chozo get that power up from and the motivation he needed from all of his brothers, Kechizu, Iso, and Yuji, was just absolutely amazing. And then like after the panel where they're all telling him you can do it, and he's like crying, like you see his lip quivering, like that's awesome, man. That's like, that gives me like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan vibes, right? After Cell kills 16, and like you just see like Gohan pissed off, but like he's crying at the same time. Like that's badass to me. Like it's funny, but it's like badass. So I really like that that Gigi didn't kill Chozo off this chapter like everybody thought he was going to do. But I was telling you guys, I was like, listen, I think Chozo's going to get like an ability that's going to have to where he can imitate the cursed techniques and abilities of his brothers. So, and that's exactly what it was. So, hey, I was able to predict the future, I guess. So, but no, I'm joking, guys. But my overall rating on the chapter is definitely, I think you guys can guess, it's going to be a 10 out of 10. This chapter was absolutely phenomenal, peak, fire, crazy, epic, hype, all the crazy adjectives you want to use to describe a peak chapter. This was it. I mean, I absolutely loved this chapter. It had the perfect blend of dialogue as well as battle. So I think there was like a lot of everything. There wasn't too much dialogue without too much action. There wasn't too much action without like dialogue. It was just a perfect amount of spice to go ahead and put into the chapter. And not to mention that Chozo did see that Kenjaku did use a curse technique other than his cursed spirit manipulation from Geto. So I'm curious. I want to theorize what maybe this was. I think perhaps, because I did raise the question that Kenjaku had a sort of like amplifying curse technique. I'm not quite sure if I would say he has that anymore. I would say, because there's different possibilities we can go ahead and see. I was thinking that like maybe Kenjaku, sorry. I was thinking maybe Kenjaku after this chapter, he might almost be like sort of like an all-for-one sort of like enemy, right? Where he can kind of stockpile cursed techniques and stuff like that. But I'm not quite sure, because if that was the case, why would he need Geto's body to use his cursed spirit manipulation? But I don't think that's really the case, but it definitely was sort of an interesting sort of thought I had that I wanted to go ahead and like let you guys think about, and maybe if you guys like agree with that or if you don't agree with that. I'm not quite sure myself, seeing as though, like I just said, he needs Geto's body to be able to use the cursed spirit manipulation. So if I were to guess, I would say Kenjaku's like cursed spirit ability, his cursed technique, is probably somewhere of like a cursed spirit nullification, or like almost like a barrier, right? Because we saw when Chozo sort of like cut him off from both sides to use his supernova, Kenjaku is like completely unscathed. Like, and only things that are like okay around him, like the only things that came out like around him were like the tile the surface he was standing on when he got hit with the attack. So I think it's almost, he probably has like a cursed spirit manipulation or a barrier nullification. So I think he's able to nullify cursed spirit attacks or cursed technique attacks, which is pretty interesting considering like when you take into account like what he already has, right? He's very like agile, very strong, very fast. When you take into account that he has the cursed spirit manipulation as well as this sort of cursed technique that allows him to nullify the attacks of other sorcerers, that's kind of like OP, right? But I guess, the reason why he didn't want them to know about it is because like obviously there has to be like a way around it. So I'm not really too sure what to think about that, guys. Kenjaku's definitely starting to be more of like a big time player when he's showing like all these different abilities that he can use. So let me know what you guys think his curse technique actually is. I think personally it's nullification, or something that like allows him to not take damage, and or like a barrier of some sort, because how else would you explain sort of like the panel where he's just sitting down or like looking down and he's kind of like, oh shit, I accidentally used it. So I am just very, very excited to see what happens in the next chapter. I'm just super, super hyped. And now that we have Tsukumo making her way into the battle, backing up Chozo, that's just absolutely even better. I can't wait to see the battle unfold between the three of them. I know Tsukumo and Chozo are absolutely going to just go ham on Kenjaku, because the fact that Chozo was actually pushing Kenjaku a little bit at the end, or like this whole chapter, having Tsukumo come in there and sort of like help him out, and like they're going to be able to tag team him, that's only going to be able to push Kenjaku even more. I doubt Kenjaku is really going to come out of this battle like not really have done much. I think he's going to really have to show us some new abilities, show us some growth in his power, and just show us a little bit more to what he has to offer in terms of his curse technique. But overall, 10 out of 10 on the chapter. Like I said, cannot wait to go ahead and see what happens next. But that's going to do it for me, guys. If you guys did like today's video, go ahead and drop a like for me. And if you guys did like some of the theories or predictions and thoughts I had about Kenjaku's power-up or his curse technique, definitely go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below. Or let me know what you guys possibly think Kenjaku's actual curse technique is. I always love reading your guys' comments. So just go ahead and spam those comments with your theories and let me know what you guys are thinking. But if you guys are new to the channel, as always, please consider sticking around and subscribing, as I'll be bringing you guys even more content like this very, very soon. And yeah, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. See ya.